All right, I think I'm live. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vays, more like Market Pulse, where we cover this morning's pre-market action as we get ready for our trading day. Waiting for the live chat to load, though I doubt I will be able to get to any of your questions today. Today is definitely a day I will get going before market opens. Because I got a lot of shorts I got to deal with that should be in the money very, very well, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about this morning's dump in the futures market for the S&P. Pulling out your live chat now, and just gonna set up my screens. All right, this goes there, this goes here, and we are all set to go. Okay, let's go straight to screen share and go from there. The first page happens to be the last page of last night, which is the affiliate links. Please use this to support this here YouTube channel. The Embly cards are absolutely amazing. I'm going to always be promoting those. The Financial Summit, first week of November. Understanding Bitcoin, first week of October. The big picture, as always, we have one more candle here, which is, well, we have some more data for this last candle here. We've already had it for a while. This is the BLX index, and it's delayed. It only gives you end of day data, and that comes in a little bit late as well. So I still think Bitcoin is going to get stuck in this giant triangle for the rest of the year. I would love to be wrong, and if I'm going to be wrong, I would love to be wrong to the upside. If I happen to be wrong to the downside, that means I got to sell something. I'm not going to get much for my car, but my apartment might be worth something, assuming I can find a buyer, because I think real estate is going to go down and go down hard. So I may not actually have any assets to sell. There's always a kidney. So I'll be selling something to acquire Bitcoin if it happens to fall again to the $3,000 range. I already picked up Bitcoin in this area, and I am bullish from here on out. Now, here's the weekly chart, zoomed in version in real time. I do not like this line. The weekly scale of Bitcoin is, of course, telling you that we are in a no trade zone. This entire candle is a no trade candle. I highly doubt we're going to go up above 7,400 this week. So therefore, this cannot be a tradable candle. In order for this candle to be a red one, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have to go all the way down and close this candle below 58. Is that possible? It's possible, but I still think it's unlikely. Look, the S&P is falling hard, and Bitcoin is holding its own. This is my viewpoint as well. I don't think Bitcoin is going to go back to these lows. I don't. All the bears are now coming out telling me how wrong I am, but I don't believe Bitcoin is going back to those lows. We're not going to be this lucky to get Bitcoin again at sub $5,000 prices. I just don't see that. That would be absolutely incredible, and I don't think that's going to happen. The time to buy was right here. You had several days to do it. Let me see. You had several days to do it. You had several days to buy Bitcoin cheap. It was difficult here and difficult there, but this was not difficult. This is where people should have loaded up. And I had it on my Twitter. Set your limit buy orders at 4,500. Perfect time to buy. It was all over my Twitter. 9 reversal. We're going up. Now, like I said yesterday, to me, this is a daily red 5. Unfortunately, this candle missed. We're going to flip over to Heikinashi, and we're going to use Heikinashi on this one. Okay. To me, sorry. That was a red 5, and we're currently working on a red 6. So in a perfect world, we're just going to slightly consolidate, hopefully stay above 6,500 the rest of the way. And, crawl our way into this 50-period moving average and then break out above it. So that's what I'm looking for. Maybe 3 more days of downside besides today. And then I'm going to look for a change in trend. Let's go back to the normal candles. That's my daily view. Let's go to the 4-hour view. I'm really dying to see what gold, silver, and S&P look like. I have no idea what those charts look like. I have not looked yet at all. I just know that S&P was dropping in pre-market. Here's the 4-hour chart. We are below the no trade zone. Now, unlike the last time we went below a no trade zone, there is actually a short trade on the table here because now we're breaking the no trade zone in an orderly fashion. We were not breaking the no trade zone in an orderly fashion here. We were way above the no trade zone and we blew right through it. Shorting right here below the purple line and a red one is a horrible trade to the short side of Bitcoin. This is a much, much, much better and cleaner trade to the short side. Now, I'm not saying that you should or should not go short Bitcoin. All I'm saying is if you are going to short Bitcoin, this is a terrible structure to do it in, even though you're breaking prior lows. So breaking prior lows is a good time to go short, but the sequential is not lined up. And the fact that you're coming in from way above the no trade zone makes this a very dangerous trade. This is a very clean trade. So while this is not a red 2 going below a red 1, it's a red 3 going below a red 2, which is close enough. You are very close to the setup trend line. So the high probability is you are going to break it, but to break it, we actually have to close below the setup trend line. You are coming off a 9 on the 4-hour, which we mentioned yesterday. Now, the 9 itself was not a shortable candle because it was in the no trade zone. And the most important part, you're coming off a beautiful doji reversal candle and you never broke above the no trade zone. So if you were going to short Bitcoin, this is the time to do it. Well, it was the time to do it about 40 minutes ago, but I think I was in the shower or something. This was the time to do it about 40 minutes ago. This would have been a terrible time to do it, even though this clearly went down and could have made you good profit on a short-term, 4-hour trade basis. But structurally speaking, this is the much better time to actually go short. Don't care. GBTC, I'll be watching this carefully if GBTC drops, but I don't want to pick up GBTC today. I am more interested in picking up GBTC maybe on Friday, hopefully with a low, what do you call it, GBTC premium. And I also, I think I finally have access to trade the Toronto Stock Exchange Bitcoin ETF. I got to look into that some more today. Bitcoin dominance. We talked about this yesterday on the show with Jimmy. I think Bitcoin dominance could really rally, especially if this ban on stable coins out of Europe is actually going to take place. I really like the fact that mining hash rate is at a new all-time high, as it, I believe it always will be, making new highs. And shitcoins versus Bitcoin, I'm kind of curious. Haven't looked at this chart in a while. Let's go to the beginning of 2019. That's good enough. So the Binance scam security token is still doing really well, and so is BSV. The only two outperforming Bitcoins in 2019. I'm actually curious how things are doing since the start of 2020. Let me see. Since the start of 2020, Bitcoin is nowhere to be found. And the best coin to be in apparently was Craig Wright's Bitcoin SV. I shit you not. There's Bitcoin actually in last place. So Bitcoin has been outperformed by shitcoins in 2020 so far. Should tell you something about the stupidity of the market. Gold. Let's look at gold. We're going to get to S&P last. Here's gold. It's on a weekly scale. It's working on a reversal candle. The weekly scale is not that interesting right now because it's all about the daily. The reason why it's all about the daily is because the daily is on a 9. There it is, the 9. And I got out of my silver trade yesterday because silver was on a 9 yesterday. So silver basically pre-ran gold and told you where the top was going to be. I love sequential. I'll always use sequential. I found it over my soon to be 20-year career in trading that sequential is one of the best tools for the job. Let me fill my teacup here. And But this is not the kind of 9 I am looking to short. I am looking for a 1 to 4 candle correction in the precious metals and then probably higher. Here is silver. Let's take a look at the daily silver. I got out yesterday near the top of this candle, in the upper half of this candle. That's for damn sure. I took the exit out of silver, and now I'm sitting out of the precious metals. I will wait for a 1 to 4 candle correction. I need to make sure that silver does not breach this right here. Silver doesn't go below this setup trend line. Oil, very curious. This is the weekly oil, and it's great that the weekly candle is going lower. And the weekly oil gave us a 9 here, and now we're looking at a secondary 9, a double 9, which I really, really like. The RSI never got out of oversold territory, so it tells you not to go into any bullish trades. We had one good week in silver and in oil, and then it was all over. So let's go to the daily scale. The daily is only on a 5, so there's a 9 coming early next week. This 9 may not be enough for me to get in. If it falls far enough, if oil falls into, say, the $15 range, I will probably buy oil off the 9 on the daily. But in reality, I might wait for that weekly 9. People ask, how low can oil go? Oil can go below $10, as crazy as that sounds. And I would love to see oil below $10 because I get to make fun of a man named Stephen Lieb when oil, who wrote several books of gloom and doom about a $200 oil price that would absolutely destroy the world's economy. And that worked out really well for him. And I've read these books, and they completely screwed me up. These books completely distort what's actually going on in the world. So when you read enough terrible books about the collapse of the world economy, this is what happens, okay? This is the book that I read. I did not read the oil factor. It was a little bit before I started reading gloom and doom. But I have this book. I can go grab it. I can show it to you guys. It's somewhere on my shelf. How you can thrive when oil costs $200 a barrel. I'll probably thrive from my grave because that's when that's when oil may finally reach $200 a barrel. So be really, really careful with a lot of these insane books about what can actually cause the collapse. All right. So here's oil sitting at $20, only 10x lower than the predictions of Stephen Lieb 20 years ago, or whenever that book was written. All right. Is it time to go to S&P? The big gorilla in the room. And S&P is falling. So I finally got a trade right. I was a couple of days ago on Friday. When was this? Oh, it's the 10-minute chart. I don't know how far I want to zoom out. When was Friday? Yeah, right here. This killed me. This really, really hurt. So I was short. I was heavily short going into Friday open on the 9th. Thursday open, I think. And so I was pretty heavily short right here. And the job report came out, which was terrible. But then the Fed also comes out saying they're going to print another $2 trillion. And instead of being able, because I was short going I shorted on Tuesday, Wednesday, and this would have been an amazing profit day on Friday, even if it never went any lower, even if the market was just stayed right here. And this was 8 a.m., 8:30 in the morning right here. This was the 8:30 candle. And 8:30, the job reports came out, and the Fed decided to prop up the market. And then this happened. And then this was the new all-time high, not all-time high, the new rebound high in the market. So a very, very profitable trade turned out to be a losing trade, and that really hurt. So now I did it again, and I exited all my longs yesterday. I'm really curious where the airlines are going to open, because I got out of my airlines as well. And right after I get out of my airlines yesterday, after market closes, Trump decides to make a deal with the airlines, propping up the airlines by 10%, which made, well, and I got out of my airlines at a loss, and it would have been a gain had I held them for one more day. And by saying held them, held one airline, I was long United. So I am very heavily skewed to the short side going into today, because I got out of all my long exposure, but I still have a bunch of short exposure. So it looks like that's working out. Let me keep my fingers crossed here, because last time at 8:30, this whole thing reversed. So for all I know, in about 10 minutes, Trump and Powell and Munchin and all of them are going to go on TV and say, we're going to print you another $18 trillion, and you can put it anywhere you like, including the stock market. And then for all I know, the stock market is at a new all-time high. So let's not count our chickens. And a 9's coming on a 10-minute futures along with a 13. So for selfish reasons, I would love for the market to go down, because I am very heavily short the market at the moment. So that would be nice. Okay. And as I say that, we're working on a reversal candle. Okay. Let's go to the, I want to see on the daily, I want to see how much we're down on a daily in the futures. So there's no 9s right here. So we're on a 7 on a 10-minute scale, 6 on the 1 hour, 7 green on the daily. Interesting. And 2 green on a weekly, and 3 red on a monthly. I absolutely love this indicator, but guys, I can't give it to you because I don't have the mechanism to. So I haven't really figured out. Even those that have access to this, you don't have access to that. I'm still like brainstorming how I can give it to you, but at the moment, I don't know yet. So we'll get there. We will get there. So let me go to the hourly. Actually, I don't need to go to the hourly chart. I'm going to show you the daily chart. So the daily chart is still a green 7, but I have a feeling this count's going to break. I would have loved for this count to get to a 9, but I still need a 9 at the high. If I get a 9, if I get a barely 9 down there, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So this may not even be a 7 by the time it ends, because we need to go below 2741 to break the count. And last time we broke the count after a 6. So it's possible we can break the count after a 6 again. Most likely we're going to break this count tomorrow. I've been waiting for this top, which continues to never come. I think we were over. If we get like 2 bad days in a row, I think we're going down. So right now, I am short the market going into today, and we'll see how it plays out the rest of the day. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I exited all my longs except GoPro. GoPro is the only long I still have. I actually forgot to exit that one. Okay. I can take a look at maybe a question or two. I have 15 minutes. Let's see. Is this dump for real? More pain to come? I believe so. I think this dump is for real. There's only one question to ask. Is this dump going to go lower than this low? And that is the billion-dollar question for many traders. And if they can answer this question correctly today, they could actually be very, very well off. Do I believe we will go below this low? I honestly don't know. I have no idea. If we had turned off of this candle like I anticipated, I got out of all my long exposure after this candle. You see, this is a very nasty candle. Let me do this. this is what I'm looking at. Like, I don't know what the next candle is going to be. My chart's kind of busy. Let me do this. This is a very nasty looking candle. I got out of all my longs, and I was actually long going into this candle, and we opened that. I mean, go back to this day. Go back to the videos from this day. I've been streaming twice a day. I was gonna get out of my longs, but because the top of the market happened in the first 2 minutes of trading, I never got out of my longs. So I was forced to get out of my longs at the end of the day, which no longer made those longs very profitable. And I ended up being net short going into the following day, which did not work out very well. I had this, now everything that I did on this candle, because I'm a creature of habit. Like, I don't, just because something did not work out, that usually works out, I don't change my ways. So everything I planned to do on this Tuesday's candle, guess what I did? I did it on this Tuesday's candle. See, unlike what happened here, where I never got a chance to get out at 10 a.m., here, I got a chance to start getting out at 10 a.m., which was the somewhat intraday high, and then we went higher later in the day, which let me exit even more of my long side at a better price. So everything I was not able to do on this candle to get out of my long exposure and be net short, I was able to do on this candle, get out of my long exposure and be net short. So it worked out really well. Well, again, let me not count my chickens because we have 30 minutes to go. And hopefully for me, the market's going to keep going down because I'm net short. But it did not work out here. In fact, it was a bit of a disaster. I ended up getting out of my longs at a horrible point in this candle, and then I'm being net short for the following day, which turned out to be a big bullish day. So on this day, I did not make much profit on my longs, and on this day, I was getting killed in my shorts. The opposite is happening right now, and clearly I did not wreck my account, so I'm able to do the same exact thing I planned to do here, did it again here. But obviously, I'm working with less capital because this cost me some money. So I'm working with less capital in my account. This was not a very good week for me. My first 2 weeks of trading were very positive, and this third week of my trading was not a good week. I lost money this third week, but because I did not think the market was going to go this high. Going into this week, I was both long and short, took the profits from my longs, and now I'll be looking to take my profits from my shorts, but I'm willing to hold those shorts into next week if the market keeps crashing. I just have to reevaluate it in real time. No Bitcoin dump with yesterday's equity rally. Well, yeah, Bitcoin shouldn't be dumping with an equity rally. Bitcoin should be pumping. Oh, no Bitcoin pump with yesterday's rally. I agree. And this is what I've been saying. I think Bitcoin is slowly becoming a safe haven asset, kind of very slowly, like a snail. And I don't think Bitcoin is going to pump big when S&P pumps big, but I also don't think Bitcoin is going to crash when S&P crashes big. I think Bitcoin is going to have a pretty low beta to the stock market at this point. Can you take a look at bonds and yields? Yes, I can. I have not looked at bonds or yields in quite a while. So let's go and take a look. Bonds yield. Here's the rate. Let's see what we got. Actually, I should look at TLT first because it's in candlesticks. Hey, come on. What's going on? Why is this freezing on me? SPX 500 looks like it's being denied at the 0.5 and will retest the 0.618 at 2645. Looks like next stop for S&P. Probably, I'm not looking at it right now, unfortunately. GoPro for the buyout. Yeah, that's why I'm holding it. I mean, I have options on GoPro. They're going out to like end of the year because I'm hoping someone just buys them out. I mean, I think they're ripe for a buyout. Though in this environment, I'm not sure anyone's going to be buying stuff. Can you take a look at VIX? Yes, I can. TLT, let's look. Boom. So TLT is hanging in there. It's consolidating. Look, I don't know if TLT is going to break this high. I mean, this was like a bubble-ish high. I mean, that was a huge run up. But I like this consolidation, and it is more bullish to me than bearish. Look at your moving averages. They're very bullish, 20, 50, 200. Everything's bullish. I think that the bonds are not ready to collapse yet. I think they're going to go higher. Are they going to go higher than this high? I am not sure. I think it's possible to go up for a, one more bubble top, and then it's probably over for bonds. We can look at the yield. I need a nice 9 right here. I need to look into maybe refinancing. I got to check the rates. When the bank's open, I'll probably look into refinancing, pulling some money out. I want the cash. I want the cash. I want the physical cash. VIX. Let's go to the VIX. We'll look at the actual VIX first because that's the one that should have the next candle. We'll put it back on candlesticks. All right, there's the VIX. So I really wanted to go long VIX off of this 9, and that trade clearly did not work out. But as I stated yesterday, VXX, which is the tradable version of VIX, is getting its 9 today. It's going to be a 9, and this 9 is going to go up. So those that went long VIX yesterday in anticipation of the 9 today are doing very well in their trade. I did not do that. I was going to wait for the 9. But I also did not think that the market was going to open 50 to 100 points down at the open. And that might eliminate me from getting into the long VIX trade. It's unfortunate. I would have loved to see the market make a top today at 10 a.m. and then crash down, but it's crashing in pre-market. And that makes it very challenging for me to enter the VIX trade if the VIX opens above 40. And because I don't like to chase positions. Now, for me personally, I'm already short the market, so I'm making money on a market crash. So I don't need to chase a trade that because the market could crash into 10 a.m. and then reverse. So I'm not going to chase the VIX trade. And as best as I try to time the VIX trade, it just unfortunately did not work out. The 9 came in here, or the 9 came in over here on the actual VIX. The 9 is coming 3 days later here. If only both of them aligned for a 9 right there, it would have been perfect from both sides. So sometimes, I hope you guys recognize the reference. I'm going to say sometimes you eat the market, or sometimes the market eats you. So the VIX trade, unfortunately, ate you and not the other way around. I'm sure someone is going to name the movie where this was stated, but they didn't say the word market. They said the word bar. So the official quote is, sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you. Yes, ACB is going to have a reverse split. So the only other long that I have that isn't a GoPro is ACB. And it's not because I'm confident in that trade. I'm actually not confident in that trade at all. There's actually no reason for me to hold ACB long. I have given up on this trade, but because my risk on this trade is so low, I just don't care. I just don't care. I bought like right near the lows. I bought $1 calls that were out of the money. So these calls were like 30 cents or something. And I bought them out for like 6 to 9 months or whatever. So I just caught this thing at a with some very cheap call options. And the reverse split means that this thing is going to keep going down, like all reverse splits do. Because I was going in off of this monthly 9. So I was able to get very cheap $1 calls. And it was looking good. I don't even remember when I bought this thing. I really don't. It was looking good by breaking the dollar. Now it's not looking as good. It's down to 74 cents. I really don't think this is going to go up at all. But my risk on this thing is somewhere between $350 and like maybe $500. That's the maximum I can lose on this trade. And I just don't care. So I'll probably hold on to them into expiration. Maybe some miracle will happen. if you bought this stock at 5 Canadian, I don't think you'll ever recoup your money, unfortunately. I don't think so. Oh, is that like hyperwave or something? Oh yeah, that's me playing around with the hyperwave. I don't think he's been around long enough. I don't think I could have. I don't think I fit the hyperwave in there. If you bought this thing at $5, I'm sorry. I don't think you're gonna recoup your money. I really don't. Even if this thing gets bought out, it's not gonna get bought out for more than $5. This doesn't look good at all. Like I said, I only went in because of the monthly 9, just looking for a double up or a triple up. Maybe it'll go to $2. It was very, very cheap to enter. The risk was incredibly low, and nothing was really. I'd say there wasn't any risk to enter this, this was clearly a mistake. I should have picked a better cannabis stock, like I did with Tilray. Tilray was the much better choice. There's actually others. I'm just not that familiar with the cannabis sector at all. I'm really curious where this opens because I got out of this yesterday, and it really kind of sucked. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted to change. It really kind of sucked because everything was up yesterday on a big bullish day, and Apache was down. And but I still got out of my long. It was a good trade, made money, but I really wanted it to pop yesterday with the market, but I've got out really nice with my call options. Oh, by the way, speaking of call options, I am planning to put the options webinar up for sale today. But I'm in the middle of revamping my registration system to make it way more automated. We have our own node. We have BTC Pay server. So it's going to be really, really cool, all automated and everything. But just got to make sure that these payments actually go to me and not go into the ether. But sometime today, I do want to get this options course up on sale. It will take place the last weekend of April. So it's going to take place in like 10 days. Not much time to decide. Probably not a good idea for me to do it, but I figure with the quarantine, people are going to be home and more likely to join. Probably should have got this rolling the moment I got back from Africa. But yes, this will be an upcoming live webinar, and then I'll replace the videos here for on demand with these. All right, guys, if you want to support, please check out the affiliate page. Man, I don't know why I'm sneezing this morning. If you want to support, check out the affiliate page. Unfortunately, I can't use my Embly card. You can use it online, but I don't like to use it online. I like to use them in person just for that element of pulling out a thick metal card with a Bitcoin logo, which I'll have by the time I go outside again. Financial Summit, first week of November. Understanding Bitcoin, first week of October. All right, that's pretty much it for me. Looking at your live chat here. Would you not buy Tesla here? No, I would not. Absolutely not. First of all, the market is going down, and I think the market is going to be going down for quite a while. Well, not a while, but I think a correction's coming. But that's not why I wouldn't buy Tesla. I personally would not buy Tesla because I don't chase. I do not chase. If this was a 9 candle, I would be shorting Tesla. The only reason why, there's also earnings, so I would not be shorting Tesla. And buying calls and puts on Tesla is way too expensive because earnings may or may not mean much in this current environment. So earnings is coming, which is very, very interesting. I'm gonna probably stay away from Tesla. I'm sorry, it's too risky. It's just too risky for me. It went up for reasons I can't explain, and it made a crazy reversal candle right at setup trend. But I would still not go short. If this was a 9, I would consider going short with maybe 1 put option out of the money because it's just too dangerous of a trade. I would not. Ooh, a monthly is on an 8. Ooh, very, very interesting. Wait, let's wait. Wow. Wow, look at that. Look at monthly Tesla. Monthly Tesla is coming up on a 9. You want to see what happened the last time Tesla had a 9 on a monthly? There it is. There's your last monthly 9. And Tesla did nothing for 2 years. 2 years. 2.5 years. August 2017, Tesla hits a 9. It hits a high on a 7 candle 2 months earlier. And Tesla did nothing. It actually went down. So since this 9 monthly, Tesla fell at one point 50% from that monthly 9 over the next 2 years. Now, it's going to be hard to like trade this with options because right here, those options would have been sitting there for a year, losing all that time decay and probably losing you a lot of money. But it's not good hitting this 9 next month, but it may not hit the 9 because it needs to, first of all, well, this candle will certainly have an 8, but the next candle to have a 9, we need to trade at some point above $651. And that may not happen if the market starts to go down. Speaking of market, let's see where we are. What is this? Oh, that's the daily. Yep, we're still going down. Looking at it for 10 minutes. Did we hit a 9? Did we get our 10-minute 9? Boom, there it is. So what do I think about this? Honestly, I have to, as much as I would love to be bullish on this 9 with this 13 and that 13, the reality is the market opens in 15 minutes and this is an unpredictable thing. So as much as I would love to go long off of this 9, I never will, ever. I have lost, and I've said this before, probably the most money I've lost in my life of trading took place between 9 a.m. in pre-market and 9:30 a.m. after market opened. That maximizes my absolute losses throughout my entire trading career. So that is something I will not trade ever again. So I will ignore this 9 in pre-market, even though it has a higher than 50% chance of actually playing out, especially when you have these 13s along with it. But I will wait because mornings are completely unpredictable. All right, it's time for me to get my trading account up and running. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you probably tonight after market closes. Bye guys.